There is something a little bit creepy going on in Boulder City right now. Something a little bit spooky, maybe a little bit haunted. Yes, Boulder City, lovely place, but there's something about that place that we need to learn.
I always suspected there was more going on there. Nick Weir joins us now. He's far more than a storyteller wearing a cravat. He is a paranormal investigator for our whole area. Nick, welcome to the Morning Blend. So happy to have you join us just in time for Halloween.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to talk about Boulder City and some of the bizarre things that happen there. Growing up, I always had the idea there was something more to the place, and now we're really getting to see behind the screen and see what is exactly going on.
Interesting. Do you think is it the spirits of those who like put the dam together? What is it about Boulder City that's so creepy?
Ooh.
So that's a very good question. Yes, I do believe that a lot of the spirits there have to do with the dam itself. There's also some rumors of dark dealings with the mob in the past that may have had an effect in the area as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could happen.
So interesting. Interesting too, Nick, that you grew up there. So I'm sure you're privy to a little bit more of the history of the area than most of us are. Have you yourself ever encountered anything that you would consider like a haunted experience?
Absolutely. I worked for a period of time at Bonnie Springs Ranch where I had a lot of strange encounters. Up at Boulder City, there are also a lot of strange things that happen, and I'm looking forward to being able to do some investigations there perhaps in the future so that I can bring those experiences to everyone else.
When you were at Bonnie Springs, tell us what you encountered? Did you see anything really weird?
Absolutely. There are several things that to this day I remain unable to explain. We had a merry-go-round on the property, the old kind that you have to turn by hand.
Oh, wow.
Now, this merry-go-round, as I'm closing up one evening, I hear the kids playing by it, so I go to let them know that it's time to head home for the evening. And as I approach, there's no kids anywhere near the merry-go-round, but it's spinning just as fast as you can imagine. And as I approach it to stop the merry-go-round stopped and spun the other way. So I stopped and I spun the other way, and I said, "Have fun. It's none of my business."
Oh my!
No kidding.
That's creepy.
That is super creepy. Oh my
Man.
gosh, Nick, give us another one. Now I'm intrigued. So that was at Bonnie Springs.
Yes, there are some other encounters I've had there. One day, as I was giving a tour through our old wax museum, I had a swinging saloon door explode. That's the only way I can explain what happened. The side of it broke off, and all of the wooden pieces on the inside shot out in different directions. These things went 5 or 6 feet each, and even after doing some experimentation, we were unable to recreate what we experienced that day, so I'm still seeking to recreate it to some degree.
Well, that one was me. I'm sorry. I really had to find a restroom, but I was in a bit of a rush.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Invisible man.
The one thing about Nevada, it seems like there's with Area 51 or right around the corner, there's it seems to be an abundance of UFO sightings as well. Have you ever experienced one of those?
Absolutely. So there are a lot of UFO sightings here in the state of Nevada, and there are a lot of people who have had encounters with them. Back in 2020, I was filming with Rob Rivigel, Global Investigator, when we would see some strange lights shooting across the desert. And in spite of our professional equipment and our film crew, we still remain unable to tell what exactly we saw that day. And so that is an ongoing investigation as well. I think that's part of the fun of the paranormal, is it becomes the ultimate scavenger hunt. You are always investigating. You find one piece and it leads to something else, but it never really gives you a solid answer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and there's so much land to explore, to investigate here in Southern Nevada. Everyone's familiar with the Bermuda Triangle. You know, we've all heard of that. We know about boats disappearing, and there's been a long, history of storytelling there. There's something called the Nevada Triangle, though, and now I've never heard of this. How do you explain that?
So the Nevada Triangle is a very interesting location, and I find it interesting that most people, even here in the state of Nevada, are not aware of it. It's a massive stretch of airspace. It goes from Las Vegas to Reno to Fresno, California, And in that airspace, over the past 60 years, you've seen 2,000 planes go missing. That's a rate of about 3 planes a month.
Wow.
Now, of course, in the Bermuda Triangle, when you lose a plane, it makes a lot of sense. You've got a lot of water. It's hard to search all that and find it. But we, of course, are in the desert, and so there's not as many places for these to hide. We also look at the fact that the state is owned 85% by the U.S. government, which means there's regular satellite imaging out here. And it starts to build a question, how exactly are these planes going missing and why?
I'm freaked out. This is, oh man. Yeah, well, you know what, BLM, you got some answers that need to be made right now. Nick, it's great having you.
Nick Weir,
Oh, it's my
everybody.
pleasure.
How can folks connect with you, Nick?
So we do have a couple of shows here in town that we'd love to invite you to come and see. There's the Vegas Ghost and UFO show, which will happen on Saturday nights at the Millennium Fandom Bar. Of course, you have to be 21 or over to attend because it is at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
But during that experience, we get to share with you some of the best video and photographic evidence of spirits and UFOs here in the state of Nevada, and present to you some real haunted, cursed, and enchanted items who the daring and brave of heart may find the opportunity to handle personally.
Man.
Well, thank
And then,
you.
of course-
We'll look for people to connect with you there. So sorry, Nick, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to have you, Nick.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Man, you want to hear these stories again? Where are all those planes? You go to our website, LasVegasMorningBlend.com.